here in PCW Ultra, but we are about to see the Death Machines. They've been a force to be reckoned with over in MLW, and now bringing their brand of violence here to PCW Ultra. Sami Callihan's got some serious backup in Madman Fulton.
Madman Fulton, I saw him earlier tonight, and I was just shocked by the size of this man. And with the brain and the acumen, the resume of Sami Callihan, to team with a giant like this, will tonight be the night that the PCW Ultra Tag Team Championships change hands. It has never, and I repeat, it has never been a better chance than tonight.
Callihan with some momentum against Warbeast as well, I believe, got a victory over Brody King.
Callihan has beaten the who's who.
Cut the music!
And you two, Todd, shut up. Let's listen to Sami Callihan.
Oh, boo us, I don't give a damn. Throw beer at us, I don't give a damn.
They will.
Because after tonight, the greatest title reign in PCW history comes to an end. Madman Fulton, Sami Callihan, your new PCW Ultra World Tag Team Champions. Speaking as gospel, speaking as facts, right now all violence is legal. Get Warbeast down here right now!
Bit of foreshadowing as Sami Callihan, the Death Machine, he says they're walking out with these championships. I wouldn't bet against him. But now one of the most violent and vicious duos in all of professional wrestling.
Callihan's gone toe-to-toe with Warbeast several occasions. Six-man tag team action, one-on-one, as I mentioned, with Brody King. But here we go, and you can dispense with the pleasantries. This thing's gonna start in the aisleway, and the Death Machine's getting the jump on Warbeast. Here you see Big Fatu.
There is already zero control in this match. All violence is legal, as is all tag team championship matches here in PCW Ultra since Warbeast took those titles 2 years ago. And Sami Callihan's right. It is the most historic championship run this company has to offer in our short 3-year history. They're fighting right in front of us, Todd.
They sure are. Joseph and Callihan right in front of us as Fatu and Fulton.
Oh, God.
Are fighting at ringside. That's the shot that you're seeing here, but there's a lot more to the picture. And again, good luck to our production team here. Now a chair shot by Fatu on Fulton. Fulton making his PCW Ultra debut.
Camera is right there on Fulton and Fatu. Fatu, one of the wrestling greats, one of the unsigned top free agents on the planet is Fatu in my book. But Fulton, a monster of a man, able to control Fatu. It is not looking good thus far for Warbeast, who have been undefeated for a number of 24 months or so.
Yeah, Fulton might be a big-time equalizer here. He might nullify what is usually a huge advantage for Warbeast. Talking about Fatu, look at this big shot by the Madman.
Steel chair to the spine of Fatu as big man Fulton holds that chair up like a trophy. And I think Fulton and Callihan are right at home here in this all violence is legal environment.
Not too many teams jump out to an early advantage on Warbeast, and that is what the Death Machines have done. But look at this stare down here between the Death Machine and the Midnight Sun. Shot by Callihan, barely registers there to Joseph, who answers back with one of his own. Headbutt now by the Death Machine. Two great veterans rocking and reeling here in the early going.
The Midnight Sun, Joseph and Sami Callihan, have no love lost for one another. as these two are going to exchange clotheslines, and Callahan with the more effective.
You will find very few, if any, harder hitters in this sport than Sami Callihan. He's defeated the likes of Willie Mack here. We talked about his victory over Brody King, but can he take on this Samoan werewolf, Fatu? Callihan, what a dream match this is. Fatu catches him upstairs.
And you can see Viva Van on the outside. For a number of months, she was a mystery. As Carlina Gore, no longer with Warbeast, Viva Van filling in that spot. We've seen her violent and insert herself in the championship matches.
I love this. A few shows ago, we saw Fatu square off with the Hall of Famer, the Monster Abyss. Now about this. Fatu taking on a madman. These two behemoths locking horns. Fatu born and bred into this sport, the son of the Tonga Kid, the nephew of the Samoan bulldozer, Umaga Eki Fatu. Look at the athleticism. Oh, is the big man gonna go down?
Look at Fatu scale the ropes in an instant. Beautiful offense flying as Fatu. And lost in the shuffle of the all violence is legal clause that these matches are under is the wrestling skills of this man, Fatu! My God, is his hip dislocated? Jesus Christ! Unbelievable, Todd!
Takes out Fulton, but Fatu hit hard and heavy. You can see it register on the face of Callihan. I think Callihan knows that this might be a window of opportunity. But Joseph never met a fight that he didn't like. He's stepping right into the fray. And now you talked about inserting herself into the matches. Here you go.
Oh, this is a bad move by Double V. And she's in a bad spot, but look at this. Able to hook the head and flip over Callihan.
That devil-may-care attitude there gets it done. Gets physically involved, and again, everything, all violence is legal and everyone is legal, and now,
wait, what?
Held off Joseph for the dive. What does she have in mind here?
This is a dangerous space for Miss Double V coming off the top rope. Beautiful by Viva Van, able to drop down on Callihan and the big man.
Taking out both the death machines, and now what's Joseph got in mind? Boy, she was a huge factor in this matchup, Christian Cole, because it looked with Fatu hitting that rail on the outside with the death. Spike time.
Oh, violent spike to the top of the head. And the Death Machine's now in a bad spot as their championship hopes dwindling with that Syrian spike. And you can see on the left corner of the screen the blood leaking from the head. My goodness.
Time for a Sapporo. Little liquid courage there for Joseph. That spike, since the beginning, has been a weapon of choice for Joseph.
He's absolutely gushing blood. Is the big man there now, and over and over and over again, driving that spike into the forehead of Fulton.
Digging it in deep. Think back to the war he had with OVE where they went shot for shot. Oh my goodness, performing surgery as Joseph. And now Fatu amazingly is back on his feet on the outside. And oh my goodness, not for long.
Fatu crashing into the first two rows as his tag team partner is digging into the forehead and hairline of an already bloodied Fulton.
Madman Fulton's got to be a madman to not tap out there. And how do you keep fighting when somebody is driving a spike into your cranium?
Referee taking a close look at Fulton. And that's an aluminum baseball bat, Todd Kennelly.
Yeah, ask Eddie Edwards how that feels. Joseph might just get his face rearranged here and the title's taken away.
Excuse me, that is an all-oak Louisville Slugger. May as well be harder than aluminum. And the fans chanting Death Machine as Sammy certainly has a reputation with a bat in his right hand.
Age-old question, spike versus bat, what wins? Edge and reach goes to the Death Machine.
And the judgment has been made by the Death Machine. Thumbs down, Fulton in with the right timing, and takes out the Midnight Sun Joseph.
And again, you gotta say that the reason that this is transpiring here, Christian Cole, is the high-risk offense attempts by Fatu. He's in essence taking himself out of this match, making it 2-on-1. Oh no!
Oh my God! And that looked to be really low. That was right on the belt line. God, that looked really painful. That shot from that Louisville slugger.
Talk about making solid contact with the ball. Both of them.
And the Midnight Sun Joseph holding on with both hands to that bottom rope and now using his feet to hook. He knows if he gets in the center, he's in a bad spot here. A lateral press might put him away for 3.
Another big shot there by Callahan.
Damn it, this is an all-out assault now on Warbeast.
Think about it, Christian. Callahan mentioned it. I think he blames Warbeast for him not winning the Ultra Championship against Penta back in the day.
What the hell is this?
Fulton's got the referee. All violence is legal, my goodness, but why?
How do you get a win?
Okay, Callahan pins the ref, certainly not a member of Warbeast, but now how are you gonna win the titles? You got no ref there to count the fall.
Certainly an odd move by the Death Machines, but there's always a plan, Todd. Even if your feeble little brain doesn't understand the long-term plans of the Death Machines, I promise you there is one.
Yeah, I think the plan is the complete annihilation of Joseph.
He just spit and caught it in his own mouth. The man is disgusting and brilliant at the same time as Sami Callihan. And with Fatu dead on the outside, Joseph is in a real bad spot, getting tagged on. Whoa! Double clothesline out of nowhere from the Midnight Sun.
He dug down deep for that and takes out both Death Machines. Death Machine's not working like a well-oiled machine there, and the crowd chanting for Fatu, who resurrects himself here somehow, some way. The powerful Polynesian back into the matchup.
Forearm from Fatu, who's now attacking Callahan in the corner, has him isolated, and Fatu is back.
Look out here, just like his uncle, Umaga. The Samoan Frankenstein monster, Alius.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable, the strength and agility. In for the cover, will they retain? And no, the giant Fulton is able to get in there and break it up for the Death Machines, and they live on.
Well, we have a new official. We don't have new champions, at least not yet. Rick Knox, senior official, in there now. Second Alius on Madman Fulton. The strength of Fatu is ungodly.
Fatu trying to muster up the power to get up that top corner and go high risk. We've seen him up here before. No boots, just the toes exposed and able to hit. No, he misses.
I think, again, that damage to that leg, it took Fatu a little bit extra time. Usually he springs up there, fist drop, all that body weight of the over 300-pounder Fulton comes crashing down into only a count of 1. Oh, he kips up. Are you kidding me?
Samoan strong style from Fatu, who defines that in a new way. As his partner Joseph struggling on the outside, but Fatu with the resiliency to get up to that top corner. Oh, he's caught, Todd, he's caught.
Caught by Madman Fulton. What a powerhouse he is. Look out here. He calls that the Death Bringer, and it might bring the death of the legendary tag team title reign. No.
One of the great title reigns in PCW Ultra history just nearly came to an end. Referee Rick Knox, who replaced our first official, was right on top of the action.
Unreal. Fulton connected. He got all of that Death Bringer.
Double V back in the ring. Oh, this is a bad move by her. She's in a bad spot.
Yep, no watch rules here, partner. Spikes him with a
got all of that pile driver, Todd. Decapitating Viva Van, and she is out.
Equal rights, equal fights here in PCW.
Why would you do that to her? She's so hot. This makes no sense.
DDT now by the veteran. Caught Fulton, back and forth, seesaw action. Maybe third time the charm here for Fatu. Can he get that spring in his legs?
Oh, he got it!
Oh.
To retain! That's it!
Ladies and gentlemen, your winners, and still Ultra Tag Team Champions, the team of Fatu and Joseph, Warbeast.
Warbeast was tested like perhaps never before, Christian Cole, but the more things change, the more they stay the same. Here in PCW Ultra, Warbeast rages on.
And on a night where I felt Warbeast championships were in absolute jeopardy, the Death Machines were here and they were not playing around. They came to fight. All violence is legal was perfectly appropriate for the Death Machines. And somehow, Warbeast comes out with a victory, and they are still PCW Ultra Tag Team Champions.
For Warbeast, it's always been about the numbers game, and they utilize that to perfection. We thought that Fatu going for the high risk might have cost him, might have taken him out of the matchup. Double V gets in there, gets just enough of a distraction, and in the end, Fatu resurrects himself and gets it done.
Midnight Sun Joseph just caught a spit to the mouth and it made him smile. What a psychopathic tag team division we have here at PCW Ultra. And Viva Van is so freaking hot. Follow her on Instagram. I promise you, it won't disappoint. She's so hot, and she walks with the titles on her shoulders. It's my dream, basically.
Joseph is a sick man, and that sickness continues to spread. Warbeast retains here at Anniversary 2K19. Joey Janella making his way to the ring. Not the first time we've seen him in PCW Ultra. Saw him in a triple threat match prior. An incredible match with Douglas James, who we just saw in action defending his title again for the 9th time, I might add. And Leo Rush, and what a match it was. And Janella, as I mentioned, likes to wreck faces and places and loves to party. This is going to be a painful party.
Joey Janella is the bad boy of professional wrestling in 2018. This dude's got a screw loose, but I love it.
And now making his way out to the ring, the zombie princess himself, Jimmy Jacobs. As I mentioned, a 5-time ROH tag team champion with the likes of Tyler Black, BJ Whitmer. And here's a guy that has been influential in this sport, in the ring and behind the scenes. This guy has made some big waves, my friend.
He really has. All respect to the zombie princess. As my partner Todd Kennelly just alluded to, this is a man who has not only been a multi-time tag team champion at one of the biggest companies on the planet, but he's also groomed the stars of the future in WWE. Mad props to Jimmy Jacobs.
Making an impact as of late as well. And are we looking at the future PCW Ultra Tag Team Champions?
Uh-oh. And that theme music means everything to me, means everything to the smart fans here at PCW Ultra. You heard the voice of Joseph at the top of that soundtrack. He is just here for the violence. And there you see him, led by the fiery, hot mama, Carlina Gore. Kevin Sullivan. It's Jacob Fatu and Joseph. It's Warbeast.
Warbeast, Jacob Fatu, Joseph, flanked by the devil himself, Kevin Sullivan. We talked about the influence Jimmy Jacobs has had. What about the influence that Kevin Sullivan has had in this great sport over the years for decades, and now passing that wisdom down to Joseph, to Fatu. Fatu's got that tag team title pedigree as well, descendant of the legendary Wild Samoans themselves.
Jacob Fatu with a two-bird salute for the fans booing and the fans cheering. These guys give no shits about what these fans think. They are just here for the violence.
Joseph, as of late, claiming to be America's violence dealer. I'm sure he came loaded with a big stock here today.
What do you know about a big stock, Todd Kennelly? You know nothing. Nothing.
All right, Dan Masters here to set the
Ladies
stage.
and gentlemen, this contest for the PCW Ultra Tag Team Championships is a one-fall match with a 60-minute time limit. Your official in charge of the action after the bell is Jeremy Marcus. Introducing first our challengers. First, from Asbury Park, New Jersey.
Hey, you idiot, in case you don't remember. This means all violence is legal.
You heard it there, Kevin Sullivan. Letting everybody know, especially this stupid idiot sitting next to me, Todd Kennelly, all violence is legal.
Ladies and gentlemen, our official confirms this contest falls under the agreement that all violence is legal.
If they come up here and use you as a weapon.
That's bad
Our
news.
You are a tool.
Introducing
Tool's my favorite
first
band. That's
from
bad news.
Asbury Park, New Jersey, weighing 202 pounds, the bad.
Ooh, look at that.
Joseph.
Yes.
You may dispense with the pleasantries. Joseph putting the boots to the bad boy. And again, all violence is legal. So fans, if you're joining us for the first time on PCW Ultra, MK has procured the stipulation where there are no rules. Warbeast can defend the titles. They can do whatever they want. You're not going to see any tags. You're not going to see any finesse. You're going to see a fight. You're going to see a war.
And this is bad news for 4J, Joey Janella, and Jimmy Jacobs, as all violence is legal. And Janella and Jacobs are great professional wrestlers, but can they hang in a fight?
And can Janella and Jacobs try and make it more of a wrestling match than other teams have? And you think of some of the teams that Warbeast has defended the titles against. The likes of Los Luchas, the likes of Damien, 666 and Bestia, the Dirty Blondes, Sandman and Masada.
So many victories for Warbeast. So many victories in the ring, and I imagine in the bedroom.
That is something I absolutely don't want to think about.
I'm
What are you
imagining
talking about?
it. Wonderful.
Joey Janella has got Joseph in a precarious position. Oh, looking for a senton. And there are not many things in this great sport that Joseph hasn't seen throughout his career. He saw that one coming. And you try and beat Warbeast at their own game, it is a deadly proposition.
That chair shot landing directly on the right elbow of Joey Janella, one half of 4J. And his elbow might be hurt. As we now take a look in on Jimmy Jacobs and Fatu.
The Zombie Princess trying to reign here in the tag team division. What in the world? Look at the size of that ladder that Joseph's got his hands on. Battery ram right into the shoulder of Janella.
This is when Joseph gets down to business.
And that's the difference. You know, Janella said he likes to wreck places, wreck faces. Warbeast wrecks everything.
They sure do. Jimmy Jacobs throwing steel chairs into the ring. Look at that eye gouge.
I just don't think you're going to you're going to beat Warbeast at their own game, and that's the game they always play because, again, all violence is legal. In these wild tag team, you can't even really call it a tag team match.
Ooh, big right hand. And another eye gouge by Jimmy Jacobs. And there it is, Jimmy Jacobs displaying the brilliance. But he didn't see Joseph behind him.
Got to be careful. You got Carlina Gore out there. She's not beyond getting physically involved in the matchups. Kevin Sullivan as well. You know, you turn your back in an instant, you might find a fireball right in your face. Just ask the Sandman.
And Jimmy Jacobs really working on the eyes of his opponents with those fingernails digging into the eyes. And those chairs that were thrown in by Janella now being used by Jacobs and Joseph.
Who's going to get the better of this joust, this sword fight? And it is Jimmy Jacobs, or at least it was.
Damn.
Throwing the high heat right over the plate was Joseph. And we're going to do our best. I know our camera crew doing their best to keep up with this, but they've got to
so difficult.
Remain safe as well, partner.
What a challenge it is for us to cover this fight as it's broken out all over the arena. And look at Janella.
Well, and a cameraman just went down in the skirmish. Janella now trying to keep the advantage. Big dive, and he takes down the Samoan werewolf.
And Joey Janella proving that when all violence is legal, he can hang. Oh, look at Carlina Gore.
How do you beat these odds?
Ooh, pie face from Janella. Uh-oh.
Well, Carlina Gore wanted to get involved. Head scissors takedown there by Carlina Gore, but the Inzaguri. But the main thing is she has taken the focus of Janella away. Well, now she's lost her focus, literally.
She literally lost her head. Her head is just rolled on to the ring apron and down to the floor.
A fire breather ate that kick, and chairs flying everywhere.
This match, and really every match that Warbeast is in, is so dangerous. It could take years off of a wrestler's career.
Janella, though, has been able to play in that Devil's Playground here, though. He's found a way to flourish, at least in the early going.
He really has, partner. It's a great observation. Joey Janella, one of the great professional wrestlers in America today, able to hang when all violence is legal. Jimmy Jacobs looks really injured, that left leg, in a ton of pain. Oh, God.
Janella, though, now taking...
Please don't hurt her. Just let her be, man. She's so perfect the way she is. Carlina Gore in a bad spot here, TK.
Yeah, you think?
Oh my God!
Carlina Gore with a flip pile driver.
And that's one of the many reasons I absolutely love Carlina Gore.
And now a spear by the Zombie Princess on the succubus.
The what?
Jimmy Jacobs now, and again, Joey Janella, the 4 J's are finding a way to survive in this hellacious environment. And if you can force it into a one-on-one contest, you got a shot. And that's what the veteran Jacob has right now on Joseph.
Jimmy Jacobs going for those eye gouges over and over, trying to establish an absence of vision in his opponents.
For the moment, Jacobs and Janella have nullified that numbers game, although you've got the devil looking on. Look out here.
Whoa.
Joseph's got that spike, one of his signatures. Man, that was 12-6 on the clock, and time might be up for Jacobs.
And he hit that Syrian spike directly in the forehead of the Zombie Princess, Jimmy Jacobs. And I'm sure Jacobs will be much more like a zombie as if he gets up.
And on top of that, you got Sullivan out there throwing right hands, and now you see that blood start to flow, and that just might fire up Warbeast that much more.
And Joseph, the Midnight Sun, and now Jimmy Jacobs with his own spike.
Yeah, and not only any spike, the spike at Kevin Sullivan we heard about in a recent interview. At a show, he stole the spike. Sullivan spike, and now he's using it on Warbeast. Boy, this is a bludgeoning.
And those Syrian spikes are landing directly in the forehead of Joseph. And this match has become so violent.
I think even Abdullah the Butcher would cringe watching this. This is sick. I mean, these are wide open shots, just stab wounds.
Don't be a pussy, Todd Kennedy. This ain't sick. This is the best thing about professional wrestling. Sit back and watch it and enjoy. Don't look at me like that. That's exactly. I called you that.
It's all violence is legal for sure. Now Janella utilizing those chairs. Well, he ate him earlier with that pile driver. How he's even standing is beyond me. Wide open shots, taking down the big man.
Oh, God! You can hear that thud from across the PCW Ultratorium. He got all of that chair shot, and Fatu is down.
Jimmy Jacobs is an absolute bloody heap.
And for Jimmy Jacobs, who took a few years off from in-ring competition to return here to PCW Ultra, to return to Southern California, and to bleed out. This couldn't have been in his plans.
And now getting your guts absolutely stomped out by the Samoan Werewolf. Shot there again by Janella. But somehow, some way, Janella and Jacobs keep on fighting here. They stay alive, and now Janella amazingly looks somewhat, but I mean, Jacobs is a bloody mess.
God, look at Jimmy Jacobs. He is going to need medical attention.
Yeah, you think this thing goes more than a few more minutes, guy might absolutely pass out, bleed out.
And if you're at home, you have to have some real concern for the Midnight Sun, Joseph and Jimmy Jacobs, on opposing teams tonight, but both men in real clinical trouble, real medical trouble here.
The bad boy Joey Janella, no stranger to this. He's had many battles in CCW. He is a Wired champion.
Look how tall that ladder is, Todd Kennedy. It's at least 15 feet tall, as it's actually surpassing our lighting rig above the ring. It's 3 feet above it.
Well, you might want to try and climb it all the way up to heaven, because all these competitors sure as hell have been down in hell throughout this thing. Look at now Joseph laid out in a bloody mess.
He's out. The Midnight Sun is down and dusk.
Body count's going to be high in this one. Haven't seen, I don't know if we've seen a single attempt to win this matchup, Christian Cole. It still comes down to a pinfall.
And Joey Janella up to the top of that ladder, 15 feet in the air!
Double stomp! Oh, and the chairs didn't give! Imagine! Fatu taking the full brunt of that. Here we go! Warbeast is going down!
He kicked out on one.
One!
And he's like a madman now.
Well, you might as well forget it. Unbelievable. Got buried in those chairs, and Fatu gets up at one, and now that Ollie-oos.
My favorite piece of offense from Jacob Fatu.
Jacobs is back. How the hell is he still standing?
No, sir! Jacob Fatu, the most intimidating wrestler in this company. So much blood from Jimmy Jacobs as he ponders his next move.
Jacobs? Where the hell is Jacobs going?
He wants no part of Warbeast when you hit a man as hard as you can with a chair directly to the forehead, and he looks at you with that death stare, there's only one option to get the hell out of there.
Well, apparently the zombie princess abdicating the tag team throne. Figured it was as he's walking right past our broadcast position now. I think Jacob's feeling that it was just a losing battle, and he has left Joey Janela in there all by himself.
Janela doing all right for himself, actually.
Yeah, for now.
Look at Janela, like a house of fire running back and forth.
The bad boy is dividing and conquering, and that's exactly what he's got to do because it's really 4-on-1.
Todd, how does 4J have any shot at winning the PCW Ultra Tag Team Championships right now?
It's not 4J anymore, my friend. It's down to 2J. It's down to
just Joey Janela.
You're damn right.
You owe me a soda.
Yeah, jinx. Well, the career of Joey Janela might be jinxed at this point.
And when the Midnight Sun Joseph hears those words, all violence is legal, something in him sparks. He becomes inspired by the blood of his opponents.
You're damn right. He doesn't believe in anything. He's just here for the violence, and he's getting a whole lot of it.
You can call him a nihilist. I call him the most successful tag team championship wrestler this company's ever seen.
Yeah, but Jimmy Jacobs leaving, they were giving Warbeast more of a battle than just about anybody. Why are you gonna?
It doesn't matter, Todd.
Why are you gonna abandon?
Jimmy Jacobs ran like a princess to the back, leaving his tag team partner here alone. And it's only formalities now until Janela will rest in peace and Warbeast will retain.
Uh-oh, look out here. We've heard the ominous foreshadowing.
Oh, shit.
I believe they refer to that as Helter Skelter.
That was rough. That's 3. Wow. It'll never stop, partner. And I know you don't like it.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winners of the match, and still PCW Ultra Tag Team Champions, the team of Fatu and Joseph Warbeast.
And I know this upsets you, Todd. I know my little partner TK's sensitive. He doesn't like seeing the blood and the violence. You're sick of seeing Warbeast as tag team champions. Well, guess what? Your opinion ain't worth a shit, Todd Kennelly, because these two men, Jacob Fatu, Joseph, the Midnight Sun, will be tag team champions until 3K18.
Distance for the Ultra and Defy Worldwide Tag Team Championships.
What an atmosphere here in the Ultratorium for our main event. And here come the Lucha Brothers. Rey Fenix, Penta El Cerro Miedo. Penta, a 2-time Ultra champion right here in PCW Ultra. One of the greatest tag teams in all the world have been embattled in a rivalry with the Young Bucks over the AAA tag team titles. But they got a chance to win 2 sets of tag team titles here, partner. The Ultra tag team titles as well as the Defy tag team titles on the line.
There's a feeling in this building, Todd Kennelly, that can only be described as tense. There's excitement in the air for not only this legend tag team in the making, the Lucha Brothers, but for the champions who are about to make their way to the ring. And Todd Kennelly, business is about to pick up, as JR might say.
No doubt about it. Mood always changes When you hear that ominous music, put a chill in your spine. Warbeast, Fatu, Joseph, dominant for nearly 1,000 days. They have held the gold. They have taken out, they've not only defeated, but destroyed anyone who stepped in their path.
Are they really?
It's a scary tag team. These are guys who are wearing the two most important tag team championships on the West Coast. The Defy Tag Team Championship, as you see on the right shoulder of Fatu, left side of the screen. And of course, the PCW Ultra Tag Team Championship. They've unified these titles. This place is fired up. I literally have goosebumps going through my arms, man. This is insane what we're watching right now. And it's just the entrances too.
The chant by the crowd, absolutely deafening. We can barely hear ourselves speak. What tension in the house for this. And Warbeast have taken the show on the road. They've gone coast to coast, leaving an absolute wake of destruction wherever they go. Here in PCW, Defy, MLW, they are truly the global violence dealers.
What MLW is doing on the greater East Coast and the South, and perhaps the Midwest, is really important for professional wrestling, but what Warbeast is doing in MLW is a totally different story. It's probably not so good for MLW because they are running roughshod on that company on anywhere. And Todd, as you know, in this match here tonight, as was always with their title defenses, all violence is legal. And I like it. I can't wait to see what happens in this championship match.
Dan Masters set the stage and get the hell out of there.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest, one fall, no time limit.
Dan Masters can't even think.
I have never heard the faithful this worked up, Christian Cole.
There's over 2,000 people here. If you're not here, folks, you got to get down here. This is insane.
Your main event of the evening. One fall, no time limit, and it's for the Ultra and Defy Worldwide Tag Team Championships. From the world famous Ultratorium here in Wilmington, California. Your official is Senior Official Rick Knox. There's no time limit, and all violence is legal! Introducing your challengers, the team of Ray Phoenix and Penta L0M. They are the Lucha Brothers. Their opponents, they are the current reigning, defending Ultra and Defy Worldwide Tag Team Champions, the team of Fatu and Joseph. They are Warbeast. One fall for the Tag Team Championships.
Warbeast, Contra Unit, call them what you want, but call them dominant. But that's
You fucking people disgust me! Oh, we ain't the best tag team in the world? Oh, it's like that, huh? Every time we're here, you cheer us until we get in the ring with these assholes, and now you're with them. You want to talk the best tag team in the world? No. You hold on, amigo. You want to talk the best tag team in the world? You're fucking looking at him, pinche pendejo. I don't care what you think about the Lucha Brothers, but when you call these people ugly and disgusting, just I want you to know one thing. The only one person ugly and disgusting is your mother.
A verbal battle before the physical one. And an atmosphere that we will never forget.
And if you don't like, I don't care, because we are the best tag team in the universe. The Lucha Brothers.
Words cannot adequately
Only
describe.
something chic. Sheep or shit? Listen! The best tag team in the planet! The Lucha Brothers. Say something. Tonight, te vamos a partir tu puta madre, cabrón! You know why? Because we are the best tag team y tenemos cero!
Well, I'm sure glad it's not Mother's Day weekend. And the verbal battle over, and now we can start the physical one. And again, all violence is legal. Let's go over the rules. All right, I'm done. There are none.
None. That's exactly right, Todd. We've seen bloodshed. We have seen these men nearly kill themselves in Warbeast for these tag team championships. And since picking up the Divide Tag Team Championships just 1 month ago, we saw that Fatu.
Look at the big man.
God, I was wondering what he was going to do there. Fatu and Joseph are as powerful as they're ever going to be. 1,000-day reign with these titles.
Oh, look at the incredible athleticism of Fatu. We talked about Brian Pillman and greatness being born and bred into him. How about the legacy of the Samoan dynasty?
We've talked to Fatu a lot over the years. He is such his own person, but he really looks like an awesome mashup of every great Samoan wrestler before him.
Talked about it in the past, that Samoan Frankenstein's monster, the strength of his uncle Umaga, the speed of his cousins, the Usos, and we see both here. Size wins out in that exchange, partner. And Phoenix claiming that the Lucha Brothers, the best tag team in the universe.
And on the outside, you can see Joseph assaulting Penta El Cerro M.
And at one point, Penta teamed up with the likes of Warbeast against OVE. But there's no friendship here. And Joseph is looking to bake up a heaping helping of pain over there with Penta.
And that baking pan is being used. And if you look now, you can see the help of Warbeast. Viva Van getting in there and making her presence known. And
Yep, Victoria there getting involved, Victoria Van, and now as you'll come to be accustomed with these all violence is legal matches, not only do the competitors have to have their head on a swivel, but so do we, and Fatu backdropped into the third or fourth row.
We have lost all control already of this brawl. You can see Phoenix scaling the lights in one part. In the other part of the room, it's Joseph absolutely assaulting Phoenix's brother.
Off of the scaffolding there, and a big shot by Ray Phoenix, showing what he is willing to do and sacrifice to win, again, not one, but 2 sets of tag team titles, high stakes matchup. There you see the veteran, Joseph.
Yeah, former NWA World Champion, Joseph, who's been a tag team champion here for over 1,000 days, man. I can't say it enough times. It's historic in the making. And he's still champion, and now he's Defy champion.
2 champs going at it. 2-time Ultra champion Pentel Cerro Miedo going to war with Joseph. We talked earlier about TJ Perkins being around at Release the Kraken. As he faced Scorpio Sky, Joseph faced MVP in the first ever PCW Ultra main event in a Syrian death match. And the rest is history. They've held that title for basically forever and a day.
I smile fondly thinking of the memories of Joseph versus MVP. If you're watching this match, you could easily go back and watch that match from Release the Kraken by going to PCWUltra.com or searching for us on your Amazon Prime subscription. Every single one of our events is posted there. We appreciate all the fans' feedback and following along with PCW Ultra. But partner, there's no better way to take in this company than to come here and show up with the masses who are standing on top of their chairs in some cases to watch this brawl go down. Who will walk out with the Ultra Tag Team Championships?
And this does not bode well for Pentel Cerro Miedo here. He's in there, he's isolated with both members of Warbeast as Ray Phoenix tried to go high risk coming off of the scaffolding. He's nowhere to be found. Well, now he's checking back in. Beautiful springboard back kick. And now the Lucha Brothers are starting to take over, partner.
This is trouble. They're in the ring now. And that's bad news as Penta throws Joseph outside. But Phoenix and Fatu are in the ring, and title can change hands in the ring. This is a bad spot for Warbeast, who loves to destroy and dismantle their opponents on the outside.
He might have a fighting shot inside the squared circle rather than out there in the Devil's Playground where anything goes. Nice super kick by Phoenix trying to pin the powerful Polynesian, but easier said than done.
Couldn't exactly cover him the way he wanted to. Couldn't hook that monstrous leg of Fatu. That leg just alone probably weighs 110 pounds. That's probably accurate. To lift that thing up, try to get a pinfall attempt is very difficult. That's why Phoenix now electing to try a submission armbar potentially. There's going to be no rope breaks here. All violence is legal, including smashing Fatu's arm in half.
And a lot of smashing going on the outside of the ring as well as Joseph and Penta continue to go to war. But you got to take advantage when you have one of your opponents inside the ring. That's the only way this match will end.
Oh shit. Oh no. And Joseph is busted open, as you can see, and has been for the last number of moments. And Penta sticking those skewers and pounding skewers into the forehead of the Midnight Sun. And my God, they're stuck inside of his skull.
My goodness. Unbelievable. Now for the cover. It's over. It's finally over. No.
Jesus.
You'll recall that Warbeast took on the Sandman at Masada at one point and were the recipients of this type of activity. And now yet again, those skewers. Joseph looking like some sort of demented cockatoo in there. Incredible. The Lucha Brothers came to fight. They are right at home under All Violence is Legal.
Joseph is never happier and when he is bleeding for his championship reign. I spoke to him earlier. He said this PCW Ultra titles they define me. He said these Defy Tag Team Championships, they define me. We are the best tag team in the world.
The only thing Joseph likes more than bleeding to defend his titles is when his opponents are bleeding more. But right now, the Lucha Brothers with the advantage. So let's hear.
Now they're setting up Fatu. Phoenix's brother Penta is shredding the t-shirt of Fatu.
That's a big target, partner.
Joseph lost a lot of blood here. Joseph is bleeding profusely. Dripping blood into his beard. From his forehead. There may need to be some ambulances standing by.
Well, Joseph, no stranger to donning the crimson mask. It's happened before right here in PCW Ultra, but one thing remains the same. They've never lost those titles.
Double super kick in stereo from both sides. Phoenix for the cover. Can they get the championships? And it's not enough yet, Todd, and I'll tell you why. That blood in the eyes of Joseph has woken him up, and Fatu looks to avenge Joseph now.
Another beautiful spin kick there by Phoenix. Look out here. Breaking the code of the title reign of Warbeast, the double stomp. I don't think anybody in this historic reign has done this to Warbeast. Here's the cover. No, too powerful.
Penta just trying to get a cover quickly before Joseph shows up. It wasn't enough though. Wasn't able to hook legs. Look at this. Tag team maneuver from the Lucha Brothers.
Isolate. Oh my goodness, tightrope. Wow.
Incredible tightrope walk.
Time of possession offensively is in the favor of the challengers. And basically no one has been able to see that. Look at this. Alley-oos!
The alley-oos!
Alley-oos by Fatu. The monster has woken up here. Springboard moonsault. They've won so many matches this way. Here we go. No, not yet.
God! They have won so many matches that way. That's exactly right, Todd. And I thought that this match right there was over, but it wasn't enough. It certainly took all the lungs out of the oxygen of Penta.
Think of the teams that Warbeast has defeated, the likes of Sin Bodhi and the Monster Abyss. I talked about Sandman and Masada, Reno Scum, Joey Janella and Jacobs, so many, the Dirty Blondes. I mean, it's countless. But there's just something different about the Lucha Brothers. They're able to hang.
Yeah, no one's been able to hang like this since anybody really. Look at this, my God! Where did that come from? Penta to win the titles!
Heads up move there by the veteran. He knew that his monster was in big trouble after the destroyer and made the save, split-second save by Joseph.
Joseph just moments away from losing his championship titles. He grabs the ankle of Penta, drags him to the outside, interrupting the count from Rick Knox. Brilliant timing, really.
How is Fatu back up? Oh, low blow. Well, you're not going to call for the bell there. Not this way. Fatu covers only a count of two. Again, all violence is legal. And I think Fatu, is he thinking moonsault again?
Where'd Phoenix come from? Huge kick from Phoenix to Fatu, takes him down to size.
I'll tell you where he came from. He rose from the ashes. Oh, what the Speaking of, damn it!
Oh my God, beautiful moonsault! And that's it!
Son of a bitch!
They did it again, Todd. We knew it was gonna happen. They did it again. And why are you surprised, partner? Why do you look surprised?
Well, I should be. All violence is legal, so I guess there's nothing wrong. But that's how Mil Muertes won the Ultra title. Fireball now fire to the face of Phoenix. and then Fatu.
Warbeast was right, man. Joseph was right. You guys used to cheer for them. Now all you care about is Lucha Brothers and Young Bucks. Pro wrestling is alive and well, but it's here in PCW Ultra. Never get it twisted.
I'll correct you, partner. Wrestling may be alive and well, but nobody's alive and well when they step in the ring and out of the ring with Warbeast.
Bloody mess is one half of the tag team champions. An injured left elbow, an injured shoulder, bleeding profusely from his head. But his partner able to pick him up, lift him up. With that beautiful moonsault, they end up retaining the Defy and PCW Ultra Tag Team Championship.
A city paved in gold, the Ultratorium, Wilmington, California, thanks to Warbeast, has become a city of evil.
Is tough to slow down tonight, successfully defending the championship. Well, fans, it is time for our main event, the Ultra Tag Team Championship on the line. The champions, Fatu, Samael, Warbeast, defending against 5150. The titles are on the line next.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest is brought to you by Jimmy's World Order. It is your main event of the evening, and it's for the Ultra Tag Team Championship. It's to be contested under the agreement that all violence is legal. Introducing first, our challengers. They come to us at a combined weight of 415 pounds. The team of the radioactive Poppy, Daddy Limelight, the king of the concrete jungle, Slice Boogie. They are 5150.
Fuck New York! 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 Fuck New York!
Our current reigning and defending tag team champions, weighing in tonight at a combined 525 pounds, the team of Jacob Fatu, Joseph Samael. They are Warbeast. Anything goes for the tag team championship.
Now we are underway, and as we heard from ring announcer Dan Masters, all violence is legal. It's a staple of a Warbeast matchup. If you sign a match for the PCW Ultra Tag Team Championship, you are in for a brawl at PCW Ultra. We indeed have seen it all here tonight. The full spectrum of professional wrestling. And right now, Fatu and Samael exerting their dominance. The longest reigning PCW Ultra Tag Team Champions, the longest reigning Tag Team Champions on the West Coast. Fatu with Danny Limelight in his clutches, and Limelight sent into the front row. Samael lining Limelight up with a chair. No. Slice Boogie is there to try to neutralize him, but quickly turns the attention to Fatu, is now out into the crowd. Samael with another chair. Launches it at Boogie. Or at Limelight, I should say. Boogie, launched into the guardrail. Samael and Fatu gonna do as much damage as they can to 5150. This young, brash tag team. Slice Boogie, the larger of the two. And Danny Limelight. Oh man, Fatu got tossed. And Samael now over to try to even that up. Fatu's down in the heat. Danny Limelight with a chair from behind. Fatu and Samael in many ways the old guard. These youngsters, 5150, looking to make a statement by knocking off the longest reigning tag team champions in California history. Oh no! Samael launches the trash can. Fatu quickly back up. You don't keep the Samoan smashing machine down for long. Fatu with a suplex right on the floor. And a sickening thud as Limelight landed. Fatu and Slice Boogie. Heads up for Fatu, suicide dive! This is absolute insanity here tonight at PCW Ultra, all systems go. Samael with the railroad spike. Fatu a little extra ornery. The last little bit here. Here's Samael. And now, oh my God! Running senton. Cannonball, wiped him out. A heap of bodies all over the place. Limelight is down, Samael is down. Slice Boogie is down, the only guy on his feet. Jacob Fatu. Limelight trying to crawl away. Samael again with the railroad spike. Slice Boogie trying to fight it off. Oh no! Limelight was able to slide off the back of Fatu and send him head first into the ring post, and now heads up, slingshot to the outside. Samael is down and injured. Warbeast rules. All violence is legal. Fatu flat on his back in the ring. Danny Limelight. Perched on the top buckle. Fatu get out of the way, misses with a clothesline. Super kick. Fatu turns around with a big lariat. Slice Boogie wiped out on the outside. The tag team titles are on the line in this match. The Ultra Tag Team title is Fatu. Went for the leaping moonsault and didn't quite hit it as successfully as he would have liked. Samael with a knee to the gut, sends Boogie into the corner. Big chop right across the chest. You talk about the dominance of Fatu and Samael. 1,700 days as tag team champions here at PCW Ultra. Warbeast. Captured those titles all the way back in 2017 and have been unstoppable since. Brawl continues on the outside as Fatu deals with Slice Boogie, who realized that trying to headbutt a Samoan is probably not a great idea. Nice counter though, and hits Fatu with a Samoan drop and a nip-up. But Fatu quickly back up. Boogie had no idea it was there. And answers with a Samoan drop of his own. The fans are coming unglued here tonight. Slice Boogie and Fatu were both thinking crossbody. Danny Limelight leapt up onto the apron and came crashing down hard into Samael. All violence is legal in a Warbeast matchup. Danny Limelight looking to challenge the much bigger Jacob Fatu. Oh, he could pin him here. Only a 2 count. Samael, oh, Samael! Samael with the fire! Camel clutch! And now it's all done! The fire and the submission maneuver. The camel clutch enough to get the job done.
Still Ultra.
Oh, wait a minute now. Hold on now. Who's this? What is going on here? I'm told that is Papo Esco. He's never been here before and certainly doesn't belong here. This is a surprise. Here's Ruby Reyes. Papo Esco has never been here before. But in to add some numbers to 5150. Ruby Reyes in there to help as well. It is mass chaos here tonight. Gonna have to get some help in here, get some bodies out here to try to calm this thing down. Fatu, he's being dragged by his arms, trying to fight out of this. But he is groggy with with nowhere to go. Papo Esco. Lining Samael, lining Fatu up, and oh, wait a minute! It's Juicy! Juicy Fatu with the chair! Juicy able to clear the ring! Everyone scatters. They want no part of Juicy Finale. My God, it appears that some semblance of order has been restored here tonight. Warbeast retaining the tag team titles.
This is not how tonight was supposed to start for motherfucking Warbeast. How about this? Y'all want to act all big and bad at the next show, January 28th? Me, Big Juicy, the Sheik against you three bitches.
Wow.
No, Dwayne. I ain't forgot about you laying out our sister earlier. So how about we make this a goddamn 4 against 4?
Oh, man.
So January 28th, y'all better get prepared, because we about to fuck y'all up.
Wow. Samael, Fatu, Juicy, and Viva Van going up against 5150, Papo Esco, and Ruby Reigns. Starting off 2022 very dangerously here at PCW Ultra.
January 28th, 4-on-4, and you bitch-ass New York motherfuckers are DOA. I want to see every one of you motherfuckers in my house. I want you to tell every one of your motherfucking friends that they are invited to my motherfucking house, because this is your motherfucking house. I said this is your motherfucking house. I want to hear it now.
All right, fans, January the 28th, you've heard it, 4-on-4.
Class recap. I'm your host, Mark Curtis Motzko, and we have ourselves another wonderful recap here from World Class's Clash of the Cotillion 4.
You know what time it is?
Here at Wichita, Kansas, the Cotillion Ballroom, Moonshine Mantell taking on that man right there, Jacob Fatu. And we apologize to all the youth and women in the audience right there for Mr. Fatu's language. Unfortunately, we can't control what the black sheep, the Samoan family, says. Nor can we control him once that bell starts. Look at that. Going straight over to the corner against the most recent man to carry the legendary Mantell name. Many have held that name before. Ken Mantell, former World Junior Heavyweight Champion. A perennial of Texas professional wrestling along with his brother Johnny. And now Moonshine. Sometimes his friends formally call him Mr. Ryan Mantell. Thesz press in the middle of the ring, getting some sucks in there on Fatu. I'd like to remind everybody, as of this video, Jacob Fatu is the MLW World Heavyweight Champion. This title is not on the line here in World Class. Clearly he's out in the corner. Oh, what have we got here? Looks like we've got, almost looks like an improvised Singapore cane there. For his sake, I'd hoped Fatu wasn't planning on using it. We'd have to bring the whole locker room out to stop it. Jacob Fatu, the man Jim Cornette once referred to as the black sheep of the Samoan dynasty. The unit of Contra Unit, the beast of Warbeast. One of the most violent and ferocious men to ever step inside a professional wrestling ring. The only thing that matters to him is pain. Just like his father, the Samoan Savage. Just like his uncles Fatu and Samu, who people at World Class may recall as the legendary Samoan SWAT team. And it's all Fatu right now. It is all Fatu.
The hell out the way! Hey! Contra!
Hail Contra. Well, if you are a fan of professional wrestling and you have been following Jacob Fatu, then you most certainly have kept up with the growth and pursuit of Contra unit over in MLW. And that is certainly due in no small part to Jacob Fatu, who basically has taken on all comers after getting his hands on MLW's World Heavyweight Championship. As this video, undefeated. Oh, he's been battered, he's been bruised. But no one as of yet has taken the belt away from him, and that is why. Combination of Samoan strength and cunning.
Hey! Who cheered for this punk right here? Huh? Exactly! Nobody but you two idiots! What you
Jeez, Fatu saying nobody's going to cheer for Moonshine Mantell. Now, clearly the crowd's sully, but you got plenty of these people who just want to...
I'm telling you, cameraman, you better get...
Well, at least he held himself there, thank God. The last thing we need is anything to happen to our friends at the production company. As always, we'd certainly like to thank them. Without them, world-class pro wrestling shows would not be recorded here in live format for someone like yourself to enjoy. Solid slap to Manta. He's drooped over that top rope. Getting a choke in right there. Mantell is not having a good day, certainly. He's gotten some offense in. He has gotten some offense in. That's more than most people would expect. Fans definitely trying to encourage Moonshine to rise back up. As are these fans trying to encourage Fatu to just do more to him? Someone, did one of the fans just try and throw some beer at him? I couldn't even tell there. Cameraman doing his best to keep up. Good God, Ryan face first on that chair. Where are they going now? Onto a table. Cameraman staying at least somewhat back, and wisely so. He's lost it at this point. He's going completely feral. He appears to just be willing to take Mantell around the entire arena and whip him 6 ways to Sunday. Mantell fighting back. And that just goes to show the power of Jacob Fatu, that just a single chair gets knocked off. Again, we've gone to another camera angle. They're out of pursuit of that last one. Keep you updated as the match continues. Another cameraman moving in. There we go. Shot back in the action as Fatu back into a chair. Onto a table. I don't know about you. I mean, the stories I've heard are that Samoans are capable of cracking a coconut with their bare heads. I do not know whether or not that's going to be enough to do much of anything to Fatu long term. Two are going in a circuit, so it would seem. The referee definitely gets the stakes, and Mantell just got staked in the, it looked like staked in the eye by the ring post. Those are square posts. Those are not round posts. If you go corner face first, not going to be a fun time. Again, we apologize for any bad language that Jacob Fatu uses towards the cameraman, the fans, or anyone else here in attendance at Clash of the Cotillion. Reminder, World Class will be returning here in February to another wonderful event. Cotillion Ballroom, fantastic venue. Plenty of concerts. Plenty of other enjoyable events to enjoy. Highly recommend you head over to their website, give them some love and hard-earned cash. Mantell trying, struggling valiantly to get to his feet here. Fatu's got a pinch in right there on the top of the shoulder. That's usually used for a bit of physical therapy work. There's no therapy there. There is savagery. That's some physical savagery. Trying his absolutely best. Fatu is definitely doing his absolute best to just completely piss off anyone who had any sort of skin in the game. Finally, Mantell coming back. Jeez. That's some solid power there from Moonshine and Mantell. Suplex in the middle of the ring. Fatu a little bit stunned. I don't think he was expecting that Mantell would be able to do something like that. Both men down. Referee counting them. Reminder again, more wonderful in-ring carnage like this, the top quality professional wrestling that World Class has come to and will continue to offer. Coming up again at Christmas, Star Wars. Irving, Texas at Southern Junction, December 11th. Tickets are currently available on Eventbrite. Every bit the commemoration of what World Class was and a peek into the future of what World Class will be. Reversal, Mantell getting it in. Boot to the head. Trying to go for a German. Smooth boot by Mantell. Spinebuster, middle of the ring. What's he going for now? Brutal neckbreaker in the middle of the ring. Will that be enough to put Jacob Fatu away? Unfortunately, not a chance. Again, many have tried and many have failed to best Jacob Fatu in one-on-one competition. Fatu and his often handler, Mr. Joseph Semeo, have been dominant within the professional wrestling scene. Slipped out of a DDT, get a kick on the face there. Springboard moonsault in the middle of the ring. That's some impressive acrobatic work. Certainly the crowd was amazed by it too. There are people holding their head in their hands, just completely stunned and shocked at Jacob Fatu. Both men are showcasing just generally incredible intelligence. Remember, wrestling's not just about physicality, it's about thinking. It's a thinking man's game. You need to know how to counter your opponent. You need to know how to respond to whatever it is they're trying to do. And Fatu up on his feet, people cheering for him. Again, that's the insidiousness. That's the insidiousness of the Contra unit. Top quality propagandizing. That's how you get people to love you regardless of, no matter how far you will go, no matter what egregious behavior you'll perform in order to achieve your goals. Solid kick. There we have it, Samoan drop, middle of the ring. That's been more than enough to finish most of the people in professional wrestling world whenever they go up against Jacob Fatu, and looks like he's going, what, to the top rope? Top rope moonsault, and Moonshine moves out of the way. Fatu is down. If Moonshine can do this, if Moonshine can manage to get back, and if he can pull off a defeat here against Jacob Fatu, again, Fatu to this point is undefeated, that would be a remarkable moment. Is that Canadian Destroyer? Canadian Destroyer from the top rope. And there we've got showing a little Stan Hansen lariat.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Moonshine Man.
And that's it.
World-class pro wrestling. It don't get no goddamn better. Yeah, you know who's here. It's none other. And we came in all black just like the Raiders. The Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu, the Samoan dynasty. Matter of fact, shit, let me let my goddamn hair out, because that's how goddamn real it's gonna be. I'm here to dog walk anybody left and right all over this goddamn state. And y'all gonna know who the real head of the fucking table is.
This contest is a lights out, non-sanctioned, non-title bout where PCW Ultra assumes zero responsibility or liabilities because all violence is legal!
The dimming of the lights there, very meaningful, because that in essence signals the end of PCW Ultra No Quarter. This match not sanctioned by PCW Ultra, by Defy Wrestling. The title's not on the line. This is basically extracurricular. This means the promotions want to wash their hands of this. They don't want to take any responsibility for what's going to happen. This is taking all violence is legal, quite frankly, to a whole new level.
I spoke to Eddie Kingston and Homicide earlier tonight. They are here on a mission, and that mission is to answer the call of all violence is legal.
Making their way into the ring from the streets of New York City, the team of Homicide and Eddie Kingston. They are Outlaws Inc.
Outlaws Inc. As I was saying, Todd, I spoke to them earlier. They're here for one reason. They have seen the rough shot that Warbeast Contra has done all around the world today. They are the Defy champions as Warbeast. They are the PCW Ultra Tag Team champions.
So happy.
And they wanted to come here and change that. They're not looking for the titles. They're here, and I quote, to beat the shit out of Warbeast.
Easier said than done, my friend. And there has been a whole lot of talking between these two factions. And there you take a look. Victoria Vaughn leading them to the ring to battle. And look at Fatu. My goodness.
Their opponents accompanied to the ring by Viva Van at an unknown combined weight. The team of Fatu and Joseph, they are Warbeast.
You know, Christian, in the past, I've talked about Fatu as a Samoan dynasty, Frankenstein's monster, the strength, the animalistic aggression of his uncle, Eki Fatu Umaga, the speed of his cousins, the Usos, but sporting to look reminiscent of Haku, of Mink.
There are goosebumps on the arms of every individual in this room. You have to ask yourself, if Eddie Kingston and Homicide share that physical reaction, how do you not feel some type of way at the sign of Warbeast? But as I said earlier, these guys are coming in on a mission. They're not here for the championships. They are here for a fight.
Yeah, not too many teams taking a number to face Warbeast when you see the absolute carnage that they have created from coast to coast. And Outlaws Inc. doing just that. The title's not on the line as you stipulated. This thing an unsanctioned war. And really a war of bragging rights. You know, I know you're a fan of hip hop, and there was always that kind of East Coast, West Coast rivalry. Well, Outlaws Inc. kind of own and rule the roost on the East Coast. And of course, Warbeast right at home in their house in the Ultratorium. Look at Homicide getting right in the face of Joseph.
A fight is broken out here at the beginning of this unsanctioned exhibition here. This is just a fight. Don Vitale has gone back to the back. He said he wanted no part of what he's about to witness here. And quite frankly, you and I could have left 10 minutes ago, but I wasn't going to miss this fight for the world.
Oh, no doubt about it. This is going to be like a car crash. You don't want to look, but you have to. And Homicide has been in PCW Ultra in the past, had a Ultra Championship shot against then champion Pentel Cerro Miedo. Eddie Kingston at one point faced Brody King in a PCW Ultra ring.
I spoke to Don Vitale earlier. Of course, he's the director of communications. He told me that he was just going to send Rick Knox out there, not on PCW official business, just to make sure no one got killed. But I'm not sure, is Knox going to count a 3 count? Is it, if a man submits, what happens next? I mean, I think what's going to happen is whoever just doesn't get up loses.
It could kind of turn into that, almost in essence, a last man standing type of affair. Again, all bets are off in this thing. Completely unsanctioned. No promotion wanted to touch this thing, and a heated war of words in social media between these two factions. And it's led to this, and it certainly looks to boil over here in the Ultratorium. Fatu going to work on the outside.
And in a way, this is PCW Ultra, but it's similar to like an MLW versus Impact Wrestling type of fight. Of course, Eddie Kingston and Homicide both making, world stars out of themselves by competing. Man, this is getting nasty time, Jesus. By competing in Impact Wrestling, and of course, Fatu and Joseph, they have every championship in the world right now.
They've got the Defy Tag Team titles, the PCW Ultra Tag Team titles. Fatu winning championship gold in MLW. Taking over wherever they go. Doing what they want, how they want, to who they want. And you got Homicide out there with Fatu. I mean, again, we're going to do our best to keep up with the action. And our camera crew will do their best to keep up with the action and stay out of harm's way.
Homicide and Sheep going after one another here as Eddie Kingston and Fatu brawling on the other side of the arena. Fans in the arena torn on which direction to look. That was a nasty shot. Was that a Dr. Pepper can?
There's 23 flavors in there, partner.
Man, all control is lost, so much so that Rick Knox, much like the fans, doesn't know where to look.
And either do we. This is going to be just an absolute.
Please don't come over here. This platform cannot.
Brutal ballet.
That's just a waste of beer by Sheep.
That's alcohol.
You don't like to see that.
No. Expect the unexpected in this thing. Every seat's going to become a front row seat here in the Ultratorium. In a hurry.
Hide your wife, hide your kids, and hide the merch table. There's a massive merch table just flying through the crowd here. God, we've seen a lot of Warbeast matches. We've seen a lot of brutal, bloody contests for the PCW Ultra tag titles. And tonight we see something different, an unsanctioned fight. Rick Knox is standing on the ring apron by himself.
Can you blame him?
I don't blame him.
Can you blame him at all? And Warbeast does come into this matchup with a lot of momentum. We're all over the wrestling world, but right here, coming off of a huge victory over the Lucha Brothers, Pentel Cerro Miedo and Ray Phoenix.
This is violent, man. I gotta tell you, Todd. Oh my God. Nasty.
I can't see
Flying
it.
tables around the ring. Fatu.
Wait,
getting
they're starting to come
the fans
our way,
behind
so
him. What a story Warbeast is. They started out as two of the most hated, well, really three with Brody King, three of the most hated guys in PCW Ultra, and they have won Southern California over with their tenacious and vicious attacks. They don't give up until you are battered and bloodied on the ground, and you're witnessing that type of violence right now.
Well, the faithful here, they have certainly grown an appetite for destruction when it comes to Warbeast. They've taken their brand of violence from coast to coast, and now Outlaws Inc. coming out here trying to do the same.
We're going to just let this story, let the photos tell the story right now. This is broken down, Todd.
Certainly has, and what would you expect? And again, you're really seeing why PCW Ultra would not sanction it. And Joseph now going to work, headbutt after headbutt, and he will attack the cranium with everything he's got.
Even Viva Van is just watching on the outside. She's in the ring. She's not near the action though. We usually see her stalking people and attempting to get her own punches in.
I'm just glad right now, partner, that we're out of harm's way up here in the broadcast position. And I hope they don't get any abuse.
Oh my God. Joseph is a maniac. Flying furniture around the Ultratoria, and an answer. Joseph just ate that chair.
They're right behind me.
Furniture flying, bodies flying as well. Last time out against the Lucha Brothers, you'll remember, Joseph absolutely got skewered. He had those wooden skewers in his head.
That wooden mohawk we saw.
Getting close to ringside here. Don't know if this thing will sniff the ring, though, for very long. Fighting around the outside. There's a whole lot of weapons to choose from. And Fatu, just a walking weapon in his own right.
You actually can see the effects of this match on Fatu. Blood.
Fatu might be human after all. You see the blood start to stream.
Rick Knox can't do anything about what's happening here. Even Jeremy Marcus has come from the back to try to just make sure that these guys get out of this thing alive.
Eddie Kingston sending another table into the ring.
Yeah, I think that's a board, Todd, yeah.
What is that doing under it?
Well, it looks exactly like a table. Might have the same effect as a table. And part of our production in turning this building into a wrestling arena, there are all types of miscellaneous things under the ring. So you're starting to hear that metal clashing. I'm not sure where that's coming from. So much action here.
Joseph hit hard and heavy on the outside, but that opens the door, and he might have a door literally for Eddie Kingston here in there with Fatu.
Yeah, that's like a closet door. And Eddie Kingston is going to try to put it up. He's demanding Rick Knox to do it, and now gives him a middle finger. Like you were saying earlier, Knox doesn't want to have anything to do with this. Frankly, he could have clocked out 30 minutes ago. Instead, he's here just for the health and safety of these four men who are insisting to fight.
Oh my goodness! Alley-oops! Through the hardware!
That was the nastiest alley-oops I have seen.
And Kingston, no small competitor, just the incredible explosiveness of Fatu. Advantage Warbeast at the moment. Look out here. Look at the athleticism of the big man. Got tripped up though, I believe.
Oh, they're on the floor.
Yeah, it looks like Homicide grabbed the hands during that handspring. And Warbeast really showing the effects as both members of Warbeast now bleeding
And not too many tandems can draw first blood when you're in there with Warbeast, but that's exactly what Outlaws Inc. have done.
Look at just the shard of that formerly wooden door exploding onto the already lacerated forehead of Joseph.
It's going to be specks of sawdust by the time this thing's over.
Warbeast is, wow, did he just lick the blood and spit it out?
After taking a big bite out of Joseph. And this is the type of environment where Homicide has really been able to make a name, and now shades of Abdul the Butcher here.
Oh, he's got a fork!
He's got a fork!
And it's right digging into the forehead of the Midnight Sun, Joseph.
An attack that Abby himself would be proud of.
Nasty!
Yikes!
Joseph already cut on the forehead, and Homicide digging the cutlery, that silverware, pointing that hard metal right into the forehead.
This is a battle that's not for the faint of heart. We might see all the blood that heart of Joseph is pumping if this continues. And again, everything goes here, Christian.
Man, thunderous. That thick piece of wood remaining from the door, strewn across the back of the Midnight Sun, Joseph, who is bleeding profusely from his forehead, and now Homicide with a full guard ring. You can see how heavy it is. It's difficult to even get it up into the ring. That's cold, hard, unforgiving, thick steel.
You know, we haven't seen a lot of Kingston after taking that alley-oop through that board, but it's come down to Joseph and Homicide at the moment.
Joseph trying to crawl away. He sees the guardrail, trying to get away from Homicide as he is clearly dizzy and beaten and destroyed, bleeding profusely all over the ring.
That blood loss becomes a factor in a big way. Homicide, what's he thinking here?
This is bad news, dude. A little disrespect from Homicide. Oh no! Oh my God, a reversal by Joseph.
Countered by Joseph into the backdrop right on that guardrail. And the Midnight Sun trying to turn out the lights for Homicide. Throwing for distance, look out here, neckbreaker right on that unforgiving rail.
Both men really feeling the effects of that neckbreaker. Joseph labors as he tries to get back to his feet. The fans showing appreciation here at No Quarter.
We've seen Warbeast in some hellacious battles. Maybe none quite like this. Incredible. And again, we gotta wonder if somebody's ever gonna really go for a pin attempt here, try and put it away, or they're just having too much damn fun.
Todd, there's not gonna be a pin. These guys are trying to kill each other. And what's that? And Joseph is dripping thumbtacks on a chair, on a steel chair.
Two legendary weapons of the squared circle, and certainly not two tastes that taste great together if you're Homicide, if it comes down to it. What kind of sadistic, you know what, does Joseph have in mind? All putting on the brakes.
Damn, that's close. Could lose an eye in a situation like that. Oh, God! What is he? Oh, my God! What are these men thinking? I know it's a fight, but you don't want to kill each other.
Full face, full attacks for Joseph.
And a handful from Fatu into the eyes of Homicide.
Right into the eyes, scooping a slam now. Homicide temporarily blinded. Not where you want to be with the big man.
The Samoan climbing to the top rope. Corner turnbuckle.
Set the swanton by Fatu, are you kidding me?
Oh, Jesus! Stiff chair shot to the back of the neck of Fatu. Thunderous chair shot.
Kingston in there, and he is absolutely crowning people with that steel chair, taking out the legs of Fatu. Well, you're not going to see any more swantons or moonsaults if this continues.
He is trying to take the legs out from the 300-pound Samoan. Fatu being attacked, and look at this.
Victoria Vaughn in there now. She will get involved, but maybe not the time or place for her in this one.
Oh, no, hey, well, hold on, bro. No, oh, what are you doing? Hey, what are you doing?
There's nothing anybody can do about it. Unsanctioned,
God, are you
lights out,
kidding me?
and turning the lights out on
God.
Vaughn. Sickening pile driver, come on.
That is disgusting. I am sick to my stomach watching this. Someone's got to stop this match. It's not even a match.
And
now
Fatu,
they've been reduced to biting each other.
Tradition to come in there barefoot, as many of the powerful Polynesians have done, and Homicide taking advantage and biting the feet of Fatu, and now absolutely bludgeoning Joseph.
That board across the throat of the Midnight Sun. And you can see the look of the eyes of Homicide and Eddie Kingston, who look to conspire together and perhaps end the lives of Warbeast here tonight at No Quarter.
And I gotta, implore we have many great young fans of PCW Ultra. This is not a PCW Ultra match. Yeah, parents, if you're watching this, it's time to put the kids to bed. This is not fit for their eyes.
Wow. Oh my God. That metal bucket right to the head of the prone Fatu. I have never seen Fatu in this, or rather Joseph in this type of trouble.
Homicide has got that chain wrapped all around the throat of Joseph and really wrenching. No. Don't throw him over. Don't do that.
Oh, no.
They are hanging Joseph.
I can't watch this.
Oh, Fatu, thank goodness he got there in the nick of time, because if that had continued, permanent damage could be done. Or worse.
Wow. We just saw the Midnight Sun, Joseph, being hung from the middle rope. Thank God that chain gave way, and Fatu was there to protect his tag team partner, and it just looks to me like business is over.
Well, I mean,
for Kingston
where do you go from there?
Homicide walking out of the arena. And Kingston now has apprehended a cameraman.
Where are they going?
I have no idea what they're doing. They grabbed the cameraman and left. Todd, this is chaos here. Where is Don Vitale? Will someone get Don Vitale out here to the broadcast position so he can explain himself?
Look, they're strong-arming. They took the cameraman by force. All right, they're taking members of production. How long is it going to be before they take
Ladies and gentlemen,
it's time to
this
sign off,
contest
Christian. Let's get the hell out of here.
ruled a no contest. No winner.
All right. What a hell of a show. What a shitty way to end an awesome show. To see the type of violence we just saw, the disregard for life, to see Viva beat, a spinning backfist to a woman in the middle of the ring, a pile driver following it up. These guys come in here, Outlaws Inc, and they absolutely have changed the culture here at PCW Ultra. The fans, their jaws are dropped. Mine is dropped. I don't even know what to say.
Well, we said that this thing would be beyond all violence is legal, and it was.
Wow.
And did you ever think anybody would take it further than Warbeast? And that is what Outlaws Inc. did.
Homicide comes in here. Eddie Kingston comes in here. No respect for Warbeast. No
Oh
respect.
my God.
Hold. Hey, okay. Here, look. We'll get you a mic. There. Homicide is joining us now at the broadcast position, and the camera's here so we can.
Warbeast. You got new challengers coming to PCW Ultra. Beware of the Outlaws Incorporated.
Okay. Thank you.
Look! Come on, mother.
And now he's going back to the ring.
Hey! Listen, New York!
We have lost all control.
Hey, look at me, mother. Listen, New York! Look, New York! Look! Hey, settle down. You're in my house. Settle down. Settle down. Listen! It ain't no secret you're the toughest son of a bitches that ever fought us in this building.
There's no question about that.
It ain't no secret. But I tell you what, you want to play with chains? Hey, Homicide, me and you, right here, October 18th, dog collar match.
Oh my.
What?
That's when you chain your neck to my neck and we beat the shit out of each other till one man's left standing.
That's good news.
So Homicide is the capo of New York, and it ain't no secret I'm the capo of California. But you might have a Rottweiler named Eddie Kingston with you. But I got a Samoan werewolf with me. So Eddie Kingston, if you are so inclined, how about the Rottweiler against the Samoan werewolf in an I Quit match? And then we'll see one-on-one what's really up. Or the bitch asses come out again. We can ring that bell one more time, and we can do it right now.
What's it gonna be, Outlaws Inc?
Eddie Kingston and Homicide are nowhere to be found right now.
I've been beat up before, and I'll be beat up again. But you're gonna have to kill me before you take those belts out of mine and Fatu's hands. So come on, Cletus. Bring your ass.
I'm not sure.
Bring your ass. Bring your ass. Bring your ass.
Well, the show ended about 25 minutes ago. It has been unsanctioned chaos ever since.
I think we gotta go back there and get them ourselves.
Oh my goodness. Get word to the back. For Outlaws Inc, they better get out of here. They are in the home of Warbeast, but how about the challenge that was issued? Dog collar match between Homicide and Joseph, and then Kingston and Fatu, unchained, if you will, in an I Quit match, as all four of these people will go into the void, perhaps on October 18th. Bringing a table to the ring. How on earth are you going to make either of these guys say I quit? But that's what it's all about. Brutalizing your opponent until they've got nothing more to give.
This thing is starting off hot. These two men absolutely hate each other. Eddie Kingston wants no part of it. Just 2 minutes ago, he was acting like the toughest guy in the room. He's up two already. He's got him on his heels.
He's calling for a timeout here, but that's not going to get it done. And again, Warbeast as tag team champions, over 1,000 days as champion. But does this give you a better opportunity, Christian Cole, when it's not? All violence is legal in a tag team setting, and you're able to try and divide and conquer. But then again, you're in there with Fatu.
Fatu is the middle name of both of these men. Jacob Violence is the middle name of both of these men. Jacob Violence Fatu, Eddie Violence Kingston. Neither man a stranger to a bar fight. And that's exactly how this match has started, as they are creeping into the darkness of the PCW Ultratorium. Great job by our cameramen, who have gotten quite used to the fact that this thing can spill out anywhere.
Yeah, anything goes. No pinfalls, no submissions, no countouts, no disqualifications. You have to prove that you're the better man and get your opponent to say, I quit. Ultimate in disgrace when you think of these two brawlers going at it. Last time the two teams met, it ended in carnage and chaos. It ended with Outlaws Inc. basically hanging Warbeast, looking for more. Not too many people taking a number to get another shot at Warbeast.
You know, Todd, I grew up in Oakland, California, in the tough streets of the Bay Area. Jesus Christ, beer flying everywhere. Fatu, of course, also residing in the Bay Area. He reminds me of the kids I went to high school with. They weren't much of kids. These were men, 16 and 17, 18, 19, sometimes 20-year-old men in high school, and these Samoans were nothing to mess with. Huge chair shot. A lot of them affiliating with the famous Bloods and Crips of the Bay Area. Fatu rubbing elbows with these men over the last 20 years. He is one of the toughest sons of bitches I have ever met. It is Fatu, but he is in a fight right now with one of the best fighters in this pro wrestling industry, Eddie Kingston.
Kingston, a veteran, absolute brawler, never met a fight he didn't like. And Fatu, member of the legendary Samoan dynasty, son of the legendary Tonga Kid, nephew of Rikishi, WWE Hall of Famer. It's in his blood, and you might see some of that blood flow all over the Ultratorium. Back in the ring, and that's somewhat of a surprise. Look out here, Alius!
Alius hit perfectly, center of the ring. Fatu wants to end it now, wants to get that I quit. There will be no pinfall attempts. Referee Jeremy Marcus handling that microphone. Look at Fatu fly! The lungs with no air. Eddie Kingston writhing in pain.
He might not have the oxygen to say the words I quit if this continues. The Alius right into that signature splash, a family tradition.
He's not looking for another one here, is he? Look at the eyes and face of Jake Fatu. Instead, going under the ring, looking for some toys to play with. What has he found? Oh my God, it's a steel chair.
Warbeast are the PCW Ultra Tag Team Champions, the Defy Wrestling Tag Team Champions, recently the APW Tag Team Champions as well. But this isn't about titles. This is a personal vendetta.
We have watched as this has developed over 2019. We have watched as Jacob Fatu and Eddie Kingston were left with no other choice but to have an I quit match in which one man will be humbled. One man will appear vulnerable when he mutters the words, I quit, in front of this sold-out crowd in Wilmington. Nearly 2,000 fans here in attendance. One of the most anticipated matches, and now look, Eddie Kingston biting the ears of Fatu.
Fatu throwing a plethora of chairs into the ring, but that gave Kingston precious time to recuperate. Shot right to the rib cage now of Fatu here by Kingston, who certainly knows all too well how to use weapons, how to use an equalizer, and he's got a whole bunch to choose from right now. A hostile environment here for Kingston.
It sure is. I mean, he comes in, he goes on record on YouTube. You can certainly follow us and subscribe to PCW Ultra's YouTube, and you can see the words of Eddie Kingston. I mean, there's no better way to say it, talking shit about California, trying to put New York on the map. You know, Fatu is a proud Samoan, but he's also a proud West Coast Californian. Fatu really wants to represent not only for PCW Ultra, but it reminds me of that Biggie Tupac East Coast, West Coast rivalry that we saw in the 90s. Hopefully someone doesn't end up dead here.
Excellent point. You saw Kingston setting up those chairs. He's got something diabolical in mind, you gotta believe. Not too many can, oh, look out here. Went to get him up top and it paid off for Fatu. Oh. I guess he's not ready, Christian.
Jeremy Marcus jumping the shark just a bit there, asking if he quits.
Yep, jumped the gun just a little bit.
The gun, excuse me.
And Fatu, though, countered into the power bomb, into that stack of chairs, and now look at this. I don't know if he could say it if he wanted to. A crossface with that ridge of that chair right under the throat could absolutely collapse the larynx.
Eddie Kingston. Oh my God.
As defiant as they come, Eddie Kingston.
I'm sure Jeremy Marcus would like that.
Tell you what, that takes a lot of guts, a lot of balls, quite frankly. You got
literally
Samoan monster with a chair at your throat.
And remember, even though that right hand was exposed from Eddie Kingston during that choke with the chair, if he tapped out, there would be no end to this match. He has to utter the words, "I quit." And it is a psychological disposition to put your opponent in. To force him, Jesus Christ! And I was gonna say to force him to say the words.
Hold on here. Well, there we go. Turnabout's fair play. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. And the faithful.
This is why I love Wilmington.
Invested. But how about that? Just bull rushing like a charging defensive tackle. Pushed Fatu into that table. Fatu's massive back caught that table, the back of his head as well. And it opened the door for Kingston to go to work.
Meanwhile, while you were speaking there, the fans chanting for this great company. As Fatu grabs the rope, certainly not looking for a rope break. Fatu just looking to gain leverage, biting the bottom of the boot. And that soft leather. And
oh no!
Oh my God! Disgusting!
Well, talk about sticking your foot in your mouth. And that's one of those disadvantages in this type of environment. You got those bare feet. It's just another exposed area that your opponent can attack.
I tweeted earlier this week that this was one of the 2, maybe 3 matches I was looking forward to the most. Of course, we have that heavyweight title match later on. A dog collar match coming up later on tonight between Homicide and Joseph. But this match, this I Quit match, one of the most anticipated matches of Into the Void.
Man. Fueled with hate, the Samoan Werewolf was charging in, met nothing but turnbuckle.
Yeah, speaking of Into the Void, nothing there at all. Look at that measuring. Oh, you can see the sweat exploding off the back of Jake Fatu.
Sickening thud. And no way to defend that chair shot from that position. Vulnerable position for Fatu. And you gotta be impressed that Kingston taking the fight to Fatu.
Jeremy Marcus right there.
What about now? Do you quit? Fuck no!
You can see, it's worth noting that Fatu had his right hand on the rope.
I'm a little fucking late.
Jeremy Marcus not counting to 5, not asking Fatu, or rather not directing his attention to the timekeeper for the bell, not doing anything. No disqualifications here.
No.
Only the words, "I quit."
Well, not to mention, fish hooking is illegal everywhere in the MMA cage, in the squared circle, but anything goes here, as Kingston was trying to rearrange the face of Fatu.
What about Lake Arrowhead? Is it illegal there?
I would imagine, especially at Lake Arrowhead. Look out here, in a bad position here, Fatu eats the DDT. No, you didn't do your homework Kingston. You don't attack the head of a powerful Polynesian.
Kingston trying to call timeout. Fatu's not even listening.
There's certain things in pro wrestling you just don't do. You don't try and powerbomb Billy Kidman, and you don't hit a Samoan in the head.
Jake Fatu switches, comes back right into your living room. Fatu, full speed.
Shades right there of his Uncle Umaga, Eki Fatu. Using all his assets, you might say. Fatu drops Kingston. Kingston in trouble. Is that going to do it? Not quite as defiant there, was he, Christian?
Noteworthy that during that last request from Jeremy Marcus, you could hear the wheezing, you could hear the lack of breath in the lungs of Eddie Kingston, who has only moved a little bit since eating the posterior of Fatu. What is that? That's a toolbox. You can hear the metal rattling.
Well, I think, yeah, from the ring crew, there's going to be some heavy metal in there, you got to believe. And talking about headbanging, I think that's exactly what Fatu has in mind. There you go.
Fatu goes back for the chair. All types of metal being brought into this ring. Usually we talk about the hardest part of the ring being the apron or the ring posts. But Fatu bringing in an assortment. What, are you kidding?
Oh, he's got a hammer, you gotta be kidding me. All right, this is crossing the line. I understand that it might just be intimidation tactics here. You might say I quit just to stop from whatever Fatu's got in mind. Look out. Talk about needle nose pliers.
But look at this. The New York Brawler able to fight out. Smart. Hits Fatu in the nuts. Oh no. And is Eddie Kingston? Eddie Kingston's got his eyes on the toes.
He's going for the toes here. He could take that vertical base right away from the big man. We talked about this being a disadvantage. Fatu countering. He's got that 2-on-1 wrist control. Big headbutt. Drops Kingston. Uh-oh. Maybe time for a little dental work.
Oh no!
He said it.
That's it.
As best he could.
This is Hannibal from thehannibaltv.com, and we are with Fatu here, one of the big stars at PCW Ultra, and he is the son of the Tonga Kid and brother of Umaga. You want to tell us the other heritage?
Yeah, absolutely. My father is the Tonga Kid. Sam Fatu also wrestled as half of the Islanders with Haku, and Bobby the Brain Heenan was also the manager. My dad is the younger brother of Rikishi and the older brother of the late great Umaga. And I'm also first cousins with Yokozuna. Man, the list goes on and on, man. Alpha and Sika, the Wild Samoans, all the way to the Usos right now. Man, you know, brother Roman Reigns as well, man, so yeah.
What's the most you ever saw Yokozuna eat in the city?
Man, it ain't even just him, man. It's the whole family. He ain't the only one that can eat, baby. We all can. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's just how it is, man. We Samoan. You know what I'm saying? It's shit's a part of our culture.
Now, I remember your dad best. I actually love this movie, Body Slam.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that with Roddy Piper?
You know what, man? That was actually one of the funnest times in my dad's life. You know, he was explaining to us. But just to be around Piper at that time, you know, my dad just had so much love for him. I mean, Piper, it just wasn't just a relationship that he had with my father. I'm talking about my mother, my uncles, you know, they just said he was just a great guy, period. So, I mean, I thought it was pretty cool, you know, for Pops to have his own movie. I was actually just talking about Mike about this last time my dad was here. He's also at the beginning of the movie, him and the Freebirds of the movie Highlander. You guys remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, they're actually at the beginning. And just to get things cleared up, which is this is what Mike was saying. You know, the beginning of the movie, it wasn't shot at Madison Square Garden. It was actually a shot at Philadelphia way back in the day. So, yeah, man, it's pretty awesome, man. Pretty awesome.
Any memories of going to events when you were younger, watching your dad in action?
Yeah, if there is, it's crazy you said that. If there is a memory that I do have, it's actually when Yoko was the champ and they was doing a house show. And I remember as a little kid, we were playing with the belt. I actually lost the belt. I didn't lose it, I misplaced it. I'm young, I'm 7 at the time, running around, you know what I'm saying, backstage. I misplaced the heavyweight championship belt, man. WWF at the time when he was the champ, it was at a house show. And my uncle was asking for the belt. Hey, nephew, where's the belt? I didn't know where it was at. Man, they're panicking, but Yoko was just calm, laughing, man. You know, where's the belt at? Good thing Earl Hebner found the belt around the catering where all the chips and the candy was. Obviously, being little kids, man, you know, it was good around there. So, I mean, there's all type of memories, man. The list goes on, but if there's anything, it's definitely me losing the goddamn belt over there at the house show.
And what are your thoughts, obviously related to Roman Reigns, of that big announcement that came out recently about him?
Oh, about the Lucha, I mean,
yeah.
You know, like I said before, you know, it's came, he's beat it before, so, you know, it's just another obstacle in the way, man, you know, for him to accomplish. And just like he said, he'll be back very soon. And, you know, he is a man of his word. He is the big dog, as they say right now. So, you know, he'll be back pretty soon, man.
And you obviously have all the contacts for WWE, and you got a unique, well, you have the typical look of all of your family, but there is no one really with your look in there right now.
Yeah.
Could you see possibly getting there in the future?
Man, in due time, man. Due time, man. This ain't my plan. This is God's plan. But definitely, man, hard work will take us there. And, you know, this ain't just something that we just wanted to be, man. This is just something that just happened to us, you know. But it also, just to see what my father and them did throughout the whole years, man, generations of wrestling. You know, big shoes to fill, but at the same time, you know, we're trying to make our own mark, you know what I'm saying, in this business. So in due time, man, it'll come around, absolutely.
And where can our fans follow you on social media if they want to look you up?
Man, Twitter, Jacob Fatu, Facebook, Jacob Fatu, Instagram _Samoan_werewolf on Instagram. But yeah, absolutely, PCW, I'm based out of here at Sacramento, California. You always catch me on the West Coast, man, at PCW Ultra down here in Los Angeles, and also up in San Francisco, man, All Pro Wrestling, APW.
Cool. And any final message you want to say to the fans of Canada about why they should check you out? And
you know what, in due time, you know, you guys can check me out, but in due time, I'll definitely be up there in Canada, so just stay on the lookout for that, man.